I'm Sarah, and today is Friday, so we're going to have Friday fun with Sarah. I'm super excited about today's project. But just in case you don't know, this is a new series that we're doing one video every Friday. It still has to do with yarn and crochet, but we're adding lots of other things in to make some interesting projects to do through the summer and maybe even farther along if you like doing the Friday Fun videos. And so what today's project is, we're going to make crochet trimmed coasters. They're easy to make and fun to customize in different colors. Isn't that cute? And you'll notice it's got a solid spot in here, so you could always customize it even more if you wanted to with some markers or paint. You could put happy birthday, happy anniversary, welcome to my home, whatever you want to do. It's a fun, fun, fun project. What you need to make our crochet trimmed cork coasters today is some square cork coasters. Now you can get a pack of 6. This is a 4x4-inch pack for $3.49 at your local Hobby Lobby. I have also found these at Joann's, Michael's, and also Hobby Lobby. They're usually over near where they have the leather working things as well as some cork projects. You can also find them in the circle, but I really like the square. I think it's cute, and it gives us space right here to add some extra customizing if we want to. You're also going to need a hole punch. Now don't ask me what size this is. I have no idea. This is just your basic hole punch, and I've had this for over 30 years because when I used to teach kindergarten, I used it a lot. And we're going to use this to make the holes around our cork coaster in order to add the crochet trim. We're going to be stitching our trim with an H hook, which is a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. Now you might find that it's a little bit snug in the holes. I like using the 5 millimeter, but if you want to go down a hook size or two, that's certainly fine. You need to do what works best for you. Now, the yarn that we're going to be using is a cotton yarn, and I prefer cotton for this project. And this is Cotton Sprout, and you'll see that it's a light number 3. And I really prefer the light number 3 or some of the thinner medium number 4 cottons for this project. You don't have to use the Premier Cotton Sprout. You can use whatever yarn that you have on hand. And if you prefer an acrylic and you have that, that's fine too. It's just a preference for me. I just really like using the cotton for this project. And then, of course, you're going to need a needle to weave in ends and your scissors. So the first thing we need to do, of course, is add our holes. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to get my little container here so I can put my holes in there and not chase them around the room. All right, so we're going to start by making one hole in each of the 4 corners. Now you don't want to get too close to the edge because this can break as you're working. All right, so what I do is I go right to the corner and I slide my hook up, not my hook, my hole puncher, make my first hole. Then I'll go to the next hole or the next corner. I don't do any measuring. You certainly can. I do this all by eyeballing it, but you can measure it if you want to. Make sure they're all exactly the same. All right, so I've got a hole in each corner. Now I want to center 2 holes on each of the sides. So I'm just going to eyeball this. And now I have all the holes cut out where I can do my stitching. All right, let's add our crochet. So we're going to take our hook, put it through, pull that through. We're going to leave a tail for weaving in. And now we've got our start. And then I'm going to make a little chain one just to hold that in place. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to stitch 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets, chain 3. All right, so we're in our first hole here. And this can be a little bit clumsy because you can't scrunch it up like when you're working with a crochet project that is crochet, of course. All right, so we'll go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through both loops. Now we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. And we'll go to the next hole and stitch 2 single crochets. And like I said, if you prefer to go with a smaller hook, you find it more comfortable to work with, you certainly can. 1, 2, and 3. Then we'll go in the next hole and stitch 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. 1, 2, 3 chains, and this brings us to our corner. We're going to stitch 2 single crochets. 1, 2. There we go. We're going to chain 2 in the corner, not 3. And then we're going to stitch 2 more single crochets. And I really want to remind you to be extra careful in the corner, because if you bend that, that will break. We don't want to bend our cork. All right, so then chain 3. And then we'll stitch 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets, chain 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll repeat in this corner what we did over here. 2 single crochets, working gently. 1, 2, chain 2, and 2 single crochets. 1 and 2. So we have 2 single crochets, chain 2, 2 single crochets in the corner. Chain 3, 2 single crochets, chain 3, 2 single crochets, chain 3, and then we repeated in this corner what we did over here. 2 singles, chain 2, and 2 singles. And we'll repeat this on these last 2 sides of our coaster. So I repeated this on these last 2 sides, and this brings me back to the corner where I started. We only put 2 single crochets in there, so we're going to put 2 more single crochets. 1, 2. We'll chain 2, and then we'll join to that first one with a slip stitch. We'll slip stitch in the next one, and then slip stitch in that chain 3 space. And so that's how the first row should look. And it's cute like that. That would be pretty also. But I want to add this little extra little trim on here just to give it a fun touch. And so what we're going to do, I'm going to go ahead and chain 1 just to get me up to the top. And then in this first chain 3 space, we're going to single crochet, we're going to stitch 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and then single crochet in that same chain 3 space. So we single crocheted, 2 double crochets, and a single crochet. Now we're going to skip over to the next chain 3 space, and we're going to stitch single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and single crochet. And this is what we're going to do in the next chain 3 space as well. Single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and 1 single crochet. So we have 3 shells on the side of our work. This brings us to the chain 2 of our corner, and we're going to stitch the same thing in that chain 2 space. Single crochet, 2 double crochets, there we go, 1, 2, and then a single crochet. Then we'll go to the next chain 3 space and stitch single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and single crochet. And so basically what we're doing is we're stitching single crochet, 2 double crochets, single crochet in each of the chain 3 and chain 2 spaces all the way around. And that's just going to give us a nice edge. Make our coasters super pretty. Single crochet, 2 double crochets, 1 and 2, and a single crochet. And I'll continue to do that, working all the way around my coaster. So I've completed the edge, stitching single crochet, 2 double crochets, single crochet in each of the chain 3 and chain 2 spaces all the way around. Here's the corner. I'm going to join to that first single crochet with a slip stitch, and then we'll cut our yarn, and then I'll pull that to the back and we'll weave that in. There we go. And we have 2 ends here to weave in, so I'll just grab my needle and weave those in. And this is going to get lots of use, so I want to make sure we weave those in good. I tidied up my edge, weaved it all in, and now I have 2 coasters that match perfectly with my Coffee and Crochet with Sarah cup. And there's lots of room in the center there. If you wanted to take, say, a Sharpie and write a message, and if you're having a dinner party or maybe a tea party or a coffee party, you could give one of these to each of your guests, and you could personalize the center by writing thank you or welcome or hope you had fun at my party or happy birthday or whatever you want to do. There's plenty of room to do a little customization in the center. And of course, I love mine just like this because they match my Coffee and Crochet with Sarah coffee mug. So aren't these a super fun project? They'd be perfect for any party. You can make happy birthday, congratulations on your wedding, new baby, or just let's have a coffee party and give these away as your party favors or make them as a housewarming gift. Lots of possibilities, super fun and useful project. I'm loving mine already because I made them to match my Coffee and Crochet with Sarah coffee mug. Well, thanks for joining me today for Friday Fun with Sarah, and be looking for what we're going to do next Friday. I think you're really going to like it. See you then.